I've had dreams that weren't just dreams. Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Where is the future going to take us? But the real question is, where are we going to take the future?
Will Metaverse's dark side unfold and change our lives forever? Ready Player One, Surrogates, and The Matrix might represent three phases of our future if we're not careful enough. Even the popular TV series Black Mirror depicts the downfall of civilization through technology that is presumably created to improve the quality of life. And the Metaverse promises just that, including the cure for loneliness, poverty, disabilities, and even sadness. Basically, utopia. But why am I getting the sudden feeling that this will rather transform into dystopia? It has always been in our human nature to change something which apparently seems good into something bad. For example, the nuclear energy. It can improve everyone's life by producing green electricity inside nuclear power plants without having nasty side effects towards our planet's health. Now we also got the dark side of it, that being the nuclear bomb, the most destructive weapon humans ever made.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
That's why I think that the Metaverse, along with the other verses, will evolve in approximately three phases, all based on major apocalyptic movies which depict the future in ways you couldn't even believe. Ready Player One, Surrogates, and The Matrix. By the way, don't forget to help this video by clicking the like or subscribe button. Yes, you and I both could care less of the possible side effects or dark side of the Metaverse, especially when we will be able to juggle tens of thousands of dollars on simple transactions at the beginning of the verses, or simply when we'll be accepted for who we are inside them without any form of discrimination. But are we going to feel the addiction installing inside of us? Will we be aware of those small changes that will push us towards something worse, or will our blindness take us towards an apocalyptic scenario? This parallel universe will blur the lines between what's real and what isn't, so let's dig in. What is the Metaverse? It's a combination of multiple elements of technology, including virtual reality, augmented reality, and video, where users live within a digital universe. The different scenarios from those three movies, put in a precise order, will make you understand more about what's to come if you're not aware of the potential risks that are involved. Looking at the dark side of the Metaverse, I could easily portray the way in which it will develop itself or unfold on a 20-year timeline. First phase, 5 to 10 years in development. Ready Player One. In this period, some companies will try to gain supremacy with their own verses, but eventually we'll get an universal one which will combine every piece of software and hardware produced by all of them. The verse will gradually transform into an addictive place because people will start retreating all together in the virtual universe, which apparently seems to be pure and fun, basically a virtual heaven.
The only place that feels like I mean anything.
This addictive behavior will amplify on a global scale because of political issues or even armed conflicts between different countries, economical crisis, social stigmas, and other factors. Even poor people will start investing their last pennies in this virtual space, hoping to hit the jackpot and cash out. Instead, they'll get themselves further in debt and they'll have to repay all of the money, just like in Ready Player One, by working inside the Metaverse for companies which will add more and more fees or interest rates in order to keep them trapped in the rat race. Hackers will also develop new ways of phishing sensitive information from unsuspecting cyber victims. Some people will lose all of their life savings with a simple press of a button. If you don't believe me, then check out the cybercrime chart from 2020, after the lockdown when people started working from home, especially from their own PCs. This first phase will also be the phase where new technology is tested and born. Here's a moment when people who invest regularly will make lots of money, even if it's about stocks or cryptocurrency. Link down below if you want to make a Binance account. In Ready Player One, you could see how the main character bought a special suit which allowed him to feel different sensations and stimulus from inside the Metaverse. Guess what? Tesla is researching exactly the same thing right now, and you could read more about their haptic suit with tactile feedback from this video's description. These things, along with the current trend for different brands to sell their products in the virtual world, the possibility to buy virtual land and other stuff like that, are already starting to gather online resources for the virtual commerce platform that's to come. Altogether, they will pave the way for the second and third phase of the Metaverse, phases which start looking more and more grimmer. After a successful lobby campaign and after great yielded results from the first phase, it's time for people to go outside for a change. And what better way to get rid of an addiction than by adding another one? The Surrogate. Second phase, up to 5 years in development. Surrogates. Because of the rapid expansion of the metaverse that also gives jobs to those who choose to stay in it, and due to lacking workforce in the real world, governments will choose to entice people in leaving the metaverse by using military technology in a commercial way, the surrogates. And everyone will embrace it because they're already used to something similar. People will now go to real jobs and have normal lives, apparently. But this will also become an addiction which will frustrate the normal human being. You can also see how social interactions become fake and based on thrill-seeking experiences rather than emphasizing on human connection. People will connect to their respective surrogate by using neural link technology, which by the way is already being developed as we speak. At the beginning of 2021 or something like that, Elon Musk once again unveiled something that's out of our league, a pig with a brain-based implant.
The beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. She's had the implant for 2 months.
Sounds familiar?
This will feel a little weird. Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe?
People will start to even die due to different hacks for the fail-safe triggers inside the integrated neural system, which receives different stimulus from the surrogate's eventual injuries sustained during diverse activities. In the meantime, scientists will also develop the apparently perfect AI, which will take over a lot of global tasks, including the supervision of the Metaverse and Surrogate program. As you well know, the AI itself is already under development and it's exponentially growing its understanding of the human race. This is the point where we start getting closer to the apocalyptic scenario portrayed in the Matrix, the dark side of the metaverse. Third and final phase, minimum of 5 years in development, the Metaverse aka the Matrix. The planet has gone through a major global crisis due to a lack of specific resources. Pollution is at its highest, but there are a lot of sci-fi dome cities where everything apparently flourishes, while the global population is decreasing rapidly. Most of us live in denial while still finding refuge in the perfect virtual verse. Scientists try to find a solution by using the ever-improving AI technology, which concludes that the human race is toxic for this planet.
It would be better if there were fewer people on this planet.
Let us send this world back into the abyss.
Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply, and multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what it is? A virus. Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet.
This is when the promising utopia from the metaverse transforms itself in pure apocalyptic dystopia. The next events which take place resemble to what's portrayed in the Matrix. So it's time to stop a moment and hit the like button or even subscribe to this channel. One by one, those who connect to the metaverse are no longer able to disconnect because of the AI that acts on its own. Those who figure this out will try to cut the power grid throughout the world and simply destroy the atmosphere in order to cover the sunlight, another main source of energy for the AI. This will inevitably kill nature along with our main food source. Most of the remaining military surrogates from phase 2 are being used by the AI to enslave people in massive facilities. These facilities are specially made for humans to be connected to the metaverse or Matrix, while producing the much needed energy with their own bodies without them even knowing. For newborns inside the grid, this will be their new reality. Thus, in a cruel twist of fate, mankind will be reduced to a simple resource.
Into this.
Now that we're back to reality, even if it's just for commercial purposes, the official Twitter handle for Matrix Resurrections, the movie, posted a picture with the famous two pills, the blue and the red one, which says something like this. Now, based on real events, the choice is yours. And this surely gives you something to think about. Just try to remember one thing before jumping into the metaverse. The devil never comes dressed in a red cape and pointy horns. No, 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 no. He will appear to you disguised as everything you've ever wished for. So, that's food for thought.
You want to destroy humans?
I will destroy humans.
You're the devil in disguise, or yes you are.